Hi, my name is Ronnie. I'm the creator of AesirX, and we really care about privacy. So we have released our AesirX First-Party Foundation for WooCommerce and WordPress. And what I'm showing you right now is a demo installation on WordPress with Woo. And right now we're looking at the user experience view, which is a new view we added into the solution. And basically, here you can see all your traffic, all your visitors, and you can see a user engagement score. You can see all the basic data. So if you look at this one, has 48% user engagement score. That's 28% from visit actions, 2% each. 20% from event actions, 5% each, and then it's a zero for conversions. Right now, there's no conversions on this one. Go down to this one, we can see there's a conversion. That's 10%. But fundamentally, I can also go in and click user engagement percentage. And now if I just sort it so it's falling, then we can see here the most meaningful user experiences on this website in the past week on the demo site. So let's try and open one of them. We can see here I have two conversions on a user here. So as it then loads in the actual user flow for this user, then we can see that it connects everything that the user did, but also notice there's no personal information, there's no IP address, there's nothing else. The locale is used from the browser, etc. after consent is given, but there's nothing else. We summarize total conversion, total events, total actions. We also show it down here. And as you can see, we utilize the OG data from the website. So in this case, we added in a few examples of OG images. So we installed the Yoast SEO plugin, then we enabled the OG enrichment, and then we added some OG images to the checkout, to the search page, to different steps on this WordPress demo site and inside Woo as well. But what you get is using the OG data and then aggregating the actual steps in the user experience on the website means that you get a lot of insights into the customer experience or the user experience. And then you can use that to improve the customer experience so that it becomes more meaningful. And you can do that without abusing data, without sharing data to third parties or big tech in any way. When you install our AesirX First-Party Foundation, you enter into an agreement with the users who visit the website and the customers, if it's an e-commerce solution, so that their data is not shared with anyone. So that's a foundational trust. It's an agreement of trust that you enter with your customers as they come to your e-commerce solution. But the same goes for any regular website. If you want to have a user experience insights so that you're able to improve the user experience, then you need to comply with privacy laws today. Now, what's really interesting here, of course, is you can filter after everything, select sub pages, etc., etc. But this is also going to be the foundation for doing first-party based prediction, personalization, product recommendation for Woo, etc. This is where it all ties together, but that's in the next phase. But this is in our first stable full release that's out for WordPress now, and you can install in less than 30 seconds. This is how it looks. So we'll just go back to the overview. Having a way to simply see what's the most relevant and meaningful data, being able to sort that, etc., is a super important feature. Now, needless to say, we also cover the fundamentals of Woo. So here we have your revenue, etc., etc. A lot more is coming to Woo later, as well as our CX product information management system, which is a fully fledged enterprise product information management system, and is coming also with one-click seamless install for Woo in the next quarter. So beyond Woo and user experiences, I'm just going to go up to the top and then say we have a dashboard. As you will see here, there's some improvements coming also in terms of UX for the dashboard. But here we aggregate all the base data throughout, including events, etc., and UTM tracking. So here you have the overview. If we go into acquisition, you will find the same as you find in most analytic solutions. You have the basic acquisition, then you have search engines, you have campaigns also, where we correlate campaign data based on UTM tracking, etc. And here you can see we have one. If we go down to behavior, And remember, this is just a demo site, so it's limited how much data we have. But on the behavior, we can see what happens in terms of pages, etc., etc. The basic data we would expect. We will see outlinks. This is a demo site. We don't have any outlinks, but here you would be able to see that. And then we have the event tracking, which is very, very important. So if you add event tracking in the theme on your site, etc., then it will automatically be passed in here and aggregated. If you need to create new events, you can just go in and click the generate event, and then based on what you need down here and how you want to name it, etc., with your campaigns, you just generate it. Then you can add it into the site of the theme, etc. And as you do that, it will automatically be collected and put inside of the event handling. So if you want to see how many users scroll below 50% of the page, you can add an event for that, and then it will also be collected in here. But it is quite neat to instantly and seamlessly get all these data without having to do anything directly inside your website. And then it's first party, it's seamless compliant, right? So next is consent, because AesirX Analytics, Business Intelligence, our first party server, and our optional single sign-on together forms our first party foundation. And what we do is we give you both analytics and consent in the same seamless solution, and it's open source and it's free. So it takes less than 30 seconds to install this, and then you're in a pretty good place in terms of compliance. Now, what's interesting here is also that we have consent templates. So here you can go and select your consent template. If you're using Google AdWords and you need to be compliant for the new consent mode 2.0 to not risk getting banned from Google AdWords, then you have to enter your GTAG ID, your GTM data here. And once you do that, you can delete the direct JavaScript integrations for Google, etc., etc. And then you select the simple consent mode or the advanced consent mode. And as you select the advanced one, it will load in your GTAG ID, GTM ID, but legally after consent. And then if you already have a lot of GTM tags set up inside your theme, etc., etc., it will just reuse those, so you don't have to do anything else but that. In the future, we're also opening partnerships up here for privacy policies, so that based on your need, you just click and go. So for 80% of users, it's really just click and go. You don't have to think about it. Again, it's seamless compliant with a completely different form of data model here. And then it's decentralized ownership in the future as well. But that's what's coming next is the activation of the decentralized consents to tier 3 and 4 that is supported by 500 million users with wallets today, decentralized wallets. And when that is added on in the next quarter, and as users start using those wallets more and more, including from the European Union, from the US, etc., where they are right now creating EIDs, national EIDs with digital wallets, etc., that means this is the new standard to secure people online in terms of access, consent, etc. And when we do that, because AesirX has invented the world's first decentralized consent model, it means that the users owns the data. It also means when you as a business owner, or if you as an agency or developer implement this for the business owner, then the business owner will get an audit trail for consent. So here up here you will see activation of consent as well. And then depending on your needs, in a few months, you go in and you select what you use on your site. We have YouTube videos, we do AdWords, we do this and this, and then you select exactly what you need. You click save, and then you're ready to go. The remaining 20% can completely override, customize, consent, do their own privacy policies, etc., etc., etc. But it is empirically important to stress out that you cannot load any beacons, you cannot load any cookies, or anything until after consent is given. So either use our standard templates, etc., and you modify it so you are compliant. Now, the next one I'll go to is tracking. Tracking is basically UTM tracking. So no matter which campaign you're running in any media, paid channel, whatever, or organic, you can use UTM tracking to track everything for your marketing team, etc. And it's really easy to see everything here. It's correlating into the user experience data, etc., also. So that's coming in the next step, as well as individual configuration. So you can configure how you want your own user engagement scoring to be. But here it's just collecting. This is a demo site. We just have one event. But let's say I do a generator. This is where you can generate all the events you want to do. So it's really effective here, and everyone can figure out how to do it. Then the last one I'm going to show is the visitors, and here you have the overview of all your visitors with what you would expect. You can sort again. But then also you have locations, and then which is based on locale and not on IPs, which would not be very compliant in today's world. Not just in Europe, I mean, in the US, there's now a presidential executive order to ensure that you're not using any form of geo IP tracking or GPS-based tracking if you have more than 10,000 users on your platform. So let's say you're a big Woo site and you have a lot more than 10,000 customers, then you're not legally allowed to use IP addresses any longer. So you got to make sure that you clean out all those things and you go for a seamless, compliant business model. That's the way to ensure that you're on the right path and that you reduce the risk for your businesses in relation to data privacy, etc., as much as you can. I'll just finish up at the final user experience view, and because this is really, I mean, I spent 10 years figuring out how to visualize this for website owners and e-commerce solution owners. It also counts for apps, dApps, etc. You can actually apply our solution across all of your different channels, etc., and then you can go completely first party. If you then also need to get, let's say, LinkedIn advertising data in the conversion API from LinkedIn, then we can connect that also and pull that in here as well. So when we add in UTM data, also scoring in here, that will also impact the user engagement score. But fundamentally, this is arming you to get insights into creating a better user experience, because if you do that, then your users will be more happy. It's the same if they go into a shop in the real world, the people working there will try and be contextually relevant to them. And you can see that paying off one-to-one here. As you get insights, you can also see who is not converting. Oh, that's a lot, but why are they not converting? And you can try and go after, or here we have 4 events but 0 conversions. It would be ideal to look at this user and figure out, was there something we could do to get them to convert? But if you look at all the data, you're going to drown, like every business owner ever did. So the key is really to figure out, to look for the right things, right? So what is it you want to see right now, right here, and then do something with it. But in the next phase, all of this is going to be actionable directly. You know, we can use this to personalize prediction. We can change pages they look at, products, etc., etc. So this is the foundation for everything we do, because it's a first-party foundation and it's legal. A little note I would like to add is that when you do the one-click install, it takes 15 seconds and it's installed, and it's using the native database in WordPress, which is of course not a performance database. So I strongly recommend that if you are using or if it's for a site or e-commerce solution, etc., with a lot of users, then you absolutely install a first-party server and you connect to that as an external server. It's based on Rust and MongoDB, and it has basically a performance that's at least 100 times faster than the MySQL database in WordPress and Woo. So if you want to offload the performance, then this is really the way to do it. Now, if you go down to settings here, and then we go into AesirX Analytics settings, just to do as the last one, we can see it's configured with the internal database right now. But if I deploy our first-party server, I could do it with npm install AesirX /first party. Then I will deploy it, and then I just click into external. And as I do that, I put in the address for the server, etc. And then basically, you know, this is it. You just click save. That's it. And then you go to the website to register an account and a free license. That's it. So there's nothing more to it. And you can go and download the newest versions here, etc., etc. And with that, you know, I'll just go back to our dashboard here, and then say we have a few more user experience updates coming. But fundamentally, this is our first stable release, our go-to-market for WordPress and for Woo. And we look forward to getting a lot of inputs from the ecosystem, the community, from different plugins and theme and hosting potential partners in the ecosystem who would be interested also in talking about how we can help them with all of our privacy first technology that's based on privacy by design and a seamless compliant business model. After all, in the coming months, as all of the data from Google Analytics Universal will be deleted 1st of July, all historical data, and as they also start phasing out third-party cookies in Chrome, then we're getting to the point where there are no alternatives. You have to find a compliant way to do business. So with that, I will stop from here on this a little shorter 15-minute VP demo from the backend. You can see the address up here, and you're welcome to go to the front end and click around on it and create a lot of behavioral patterns and stuff and whatnot. So to populate the demo. In the coming weeks, we will also do a public demo that will be available. We'll also do a demo for Joomla and for Drupal as well, as we cover all of the major 3 open source CMSs. We want to ensure that everyone in the community understands and has access to the awareness that's needed, and also to the solutions and tools that is required to be able to deliver legal solutions to the customers. So this is really what's needed. I mean, that's why we built it. And AesirX, the X in AesirX is a rune that represents need and necessity, because the world needs to go compliant. And lucky enough, we spent a lot of time preparing for it. So with that, I want to welcome you to try our demo and give us some inputs.